So are you ready to PR yourself? We'll remove the mystery from all things PR and we'll discuss everything from our top strategies to tips and tricks and everything that you can utilize to further enhance your brand or your message. I've been in media, I'm a journalist, and I'm also a publicist. I am Leah Frazier, CEO of Think3 Media, and your host for PR Yourself with Leah Frazier. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to PR Yourself with Leah Frazier. You guys, listen, you guys are blowing my mind. We just received notification that this podcast is in the top 30, number 29 actually, in the US for marketing podcasts and in the top 100 in Canada for marketing podcasts. So thank you to each and every one of you faithful listeners. Thank you guys for sharing this out. Thank you for interacting with me. Thanks for sharing it on social media. We're just extremely grateful that this project has reached the levels that it has in such a short period of time. So thank you again. And I want you guys to just get interactive. Go on pryourselfwithleahfrazier.com. Leave me a message and let me know if you have an episode suggestion or there's something going on with your business that you want me to bring in the experts to help and tell you how to PR it better. Again, get involved. You're going to go to the link in my bio at the Leah Frazier on Instagram, and I have a whole list of things you can do. You can join our private Facebook group. In that group, I go live. I tell you what's hot and trending in social media and marketing and PR. I put media leads in there. There's one I've got to do today. And you're also going to want to interact with the other women. And I think we have some men in that community now, in that private Facebook community, okay? Because I'm going to start growing that so that you guys can discuss among yourselves how to PR yourselves better as we move through 2021 and beyond. Also, if you're interested, we still have the monthly membership available. It's only $49 a month, and you can find information on that at think3media.com/think3edu. That is our monthly membership where I literally do a class session like I would teach with my students at the university. I do a class session on what's hot in marketing and public relations. I give you your takeaways. I give you something to work on for 30 days. And then several weeks later, we come back and we mastermind as a group to make sure that we're working on that one thing that you need to get worked on for that month. And we continue that monthly. And it's a great resource and it's a great way, an affordable way for you to hear from me. I bring in experts and also for you to have accountability. That way you're working through for solutions for your small business or as an entrepreneur. And lastly, you're going to want to stay tuned. Yes, pryourselfbook.com. You're going to want to sign up for that as we get closer to the book being released. But also you're going to want to go to PR Yourself with leahfrazier.com online. There's a tab called course, and you're going to want to sign up there because I am re-releasing my live course one last time. I know I said that before. I'm going to do it again. I have just revised it. I've created a couple more modules, and it's really going to go into a little bit more of an organized depth on how you can earn free media and press coverage consistently for your small business and your brand. And again, it's super duper affordable, and I want to offer that to you guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and enjoy this latest episode. And I look forward to hearing from you all.
All right, fans, welcome back to another episode of PR Yourself with Leah Frazier. I have your favorite PR petty crew with me tonight. I have Chandra Gore out of the DMV area. Say what's up, Chandra.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Coming in live from Stafford, Virginia.
And fearlessly authentic.
Always.
And we have my favorite unofficial publicist, and unofficial co-host of the show, Kiana McDaniel from the House of the Shade.
Hey everybody, how you guys doing tonight?
Yes.
And today we're just coming to weigh in on all things PR news, and y'all are gonna crack up. So I think I told Chandra, Kiana, I don't think I told you yet, but I had a call with a school district that likes to listen to PR Yourself with Leah Frazier, which I thought was funny because some of our episodes have a little E by it, which is explicit content. So that's kind of funny. And this is their favorite part. They were like, oh, this should be a case study for our kids. Like, we should let them play along. Like, who PR'd it better? So we're bringing it back. And tonight we're talking 2 hot cases. The first one I'm going to explain and kick it off will be with everybody's favorite influencer turned best-selling author turned business coach and consultant, had a husband, divorced the husband, all things Rachel Hollis. We need to discuss this woman. So we're going to start with that case, and then we're going to end with the Derek Jackson continuously unfolding mystery. I know. So we're going to end. I mean, they're both great cases. We're going to discuss them tonight.
I got my helmet.
Oh my God. Yeah. I've got to go run and get my helmet of salvation before we even start. I should have wore that. I am. We're all going to run and go put our helmets of salvation on. Yes. Okay. So first case. And
I'm ready.
You ready? Okay. So if everybody knows Rachel Hollis, I believe she's based out of Austin. She's been an influencer for a very long time. Just started off just like many bloggers, just blogging about being a mom, recipes and all of that. And she really blew up big. Wrote a couple of books. The first one, I believe, was Girl, Wash Your Face. It was a big deal, bestseller. Came back and wrote another out of the series. And last year, well, actually, she and her husband was famous for putting on business conferences called Rise. So she would bring in all the top-notch speakers, some of my favorite, Brendan Burchard, Amy Porterfield, a lot of those guys in the business coaching and consulting space that she claims were her friends, and just really there to empower women. Last year, it was brought up, and I just want to preface this before I show you guys the video that just started surfacing. Last year, she had a social media post where it said, "And I rise," or still ... I rise. Did not have Maya Angelou's tag on it. So therefore, she was passing off the quote to be her own. And of course, the Black community went wild. You cannot post Maya Angelou and not think that we don't know where that quote came from, when half of us had to do Still I Rise for our oratorical contest in elementary school.
I gotta drink to this because I just can't, like.
That was like our theme poem in my house. My mom would go around and, I've got oils pumping in my living room. I got oil wells pumping in my living room. We know it by heart. It's a staple. It was not done by a white woman.
Lift every voice and sing, and Still I Rise. You better know it, okay? You ain't Black unless you know it.
Yes. We're taking Black cards today. So this was her first offense. So all of the anti-racist, the folks that do that kind of work, like Rachel Cargill, I know a lot of everybody doesn't really like her, but Louvie came out and had some things to say. And it really just stemmed around the fact that here is this white woman misappropriating this quote. And if you have an audience that is primarily white and does not know that this historically came from Maya Angelou, then you are going to get the credit because you're pretty much erasing history. And they're going to move forward and continue to erase Black history because they didn't know it originated from Maya Angelou. It blows up. Then people, she blamed it on her social media manager, went on Twitter and IG and all those places and said, "I'm sorry, you guys, that was my social media team." And instead of being a leader and saying, "It was me, I didn't review it, I didn't, fact check it," she blamed her team, which we thought was just, here's this person that's supposed to be a business coach and consultant and talk about leadership, and you do this. Okay, so moving forward, I'm going to share my screen. Rachel gets past that. I'm not saying that we gave her a pass, but we kind of just moved on. And then fell down
for tripping
our feet. So let's take a look. I'm going to...
Y'all excuse my face, but that's what I want to say.
All right, guys. And Oh, I didn't post it here. It's in my story. So give me 1 second. I did post it on my.
Your windows look like mine.
Oh, crap. On my tabs. Well, you know, in PR land, we gotta have a million tabs open.
I had 300 to open the other day. My computer said,
here it is. Oh, can you hear it? Hold on.
There's a sweet woman who comes to my house twice a week and cleans. She's my house cleaner. She cleans the toilets. Someone commented and said, "You are privileged AF." And I was like, you're right. I'm super freaking privileged, but also work my ass off to have the money to have someone come twice a week. And I told her that. And then she said, "Well, you're unrelatable." What is it about me that made you think I want to be relatable? No, sis, literally everything I do in my life is to live a life that most people can't relate to. Most people won't work this hard.
Who's your sis?
Most people won't fail publicly again and again just to reach the top of the mountain. Literally every woman I admire in history was unrelatable. If my life is relatable to most people, I'm doing it wrong.
And that was that. I'm gonna stop the screen share. Y'all can see that I'm trying to upload the other YouTube video. Okay, so that was the video, followed by the caption on she posted on TikTok and on her Instagram feed saying most women in history, and I'm paraphrasing at this point, are unrelatable. And then she names Oprah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Malala. There was Harriet Tubman.
What? That's where I draw the line, Heifer, because I saw that like, now you will not compare yourself to Harriet Tubman, who led the slaves to freedom, and you gonna sit up here with your unmoving forehead, okay, and go on this verbal man by who contact your PR people and take your shit down now.
Okay, so that is what recently happened. I've posted the video everywhere, and so Kiana, I don't think I'm assigning this to anybody. We will for Derek Jackson, but not this one. So Kiana, first reaction, Kiana did not see this video before we went on.
Look what she doing.
So I'm trying to figure out who sis is. Like, I just need to know, like, who is sis? Is I'm not gonna say Becky, but is sis Karen? Is sis Sarah? Is sis like? Who is sis? I'm speechless. I'm speechless. And that don't happen too often. That don't happen too. And then I'm offended. The fact that you are going to take your privileged life and compare it to people who have really been in some major struggles. Oprah. Oh, let's go to Harriet Tubman. The fact that you're going to take your privilege and compare it to anybody who had to work through some real struggle is baffling, okay? So when somebody can tell me who sis is, I might have more to add to the conversation, but this was sickening. This was really bad. Look, I'm working on my wine now. This was really bad.
We're all drinking at this point. Shout out to Dallas's Four Corners Brewing for my buchalada I'm drinking right now. Kombucha and sparkling spritzer alcoholic beverage. Kiana got a whole bottle.
All that.
Shout out! I gotta shout out to Crown Royal Black on this because I had to do the Crown Royal Black because who the fuck is sis? Somebody just get me sis number so I can ask her what is she talking about?
That's the funny part, because if you go on, and here's the thing, to date, so apparently when it fell on my feed, I was 2 days late. So I got wind of it last night and went off. Apparently it's been out for 2 days. She, as of last night, when I was reposting and telling everybody she's gone left again and she needs PR, she had not taken it down and she hadn't even turned off comments. And so you can see a bunch of Black women like.
But it's so funny because that's the privilege. That's the privilege that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, she really thinks that there's nothing wrong with it. She's going to keep it up there because she's earned, what did she say? She's earned her, I can't remember.
Her spot or success on the mountain.
On the mountain.
What mountain are you on?
What mountain are you on?
The mountain of audacity. Okay.
Podcast.
No, or Caucasity. Yes, that's right. There you go.
And here's the funny thing. In my DM, so I posted in my story, it was white women that were replying back and said the caucasity of it all. And I was like, I love you. Because
that's sis. Now they earned the title. Hey sis. Hey sis.
Let me just take it back. So for someone who don't know what the Hey Sis is, or the Hey Sis movement of it all is, that's something that African Americans have been calling their best friends, girl Judies, whoever, for several years, right? Am I wrong with that?
I'm feeling the same way with the Hey Queen movement. I'm really trying to, now that everybody is Hey Queen and hey, and it's becoming universal, I don't like that either, because I feel like it's losing its power that originated within our community. And I know that in the LGBTQ community as well, that they do Hey Queen, but like the generalization of it all, like I can't stand it. What's up, Chandler?
This heifer actually said in her statement.
Oh, it came out. Yeah, let's read it.
She has a statement out, and she said it's not going to be a perfectly polished written statement by but she references a whole village. So you just ain't gonna learn your fucking lesson, you raggedy, you ma'am. You need to listen to your publicist. Oh, okay. So it starts off by saying,
or lack thereof.
Someday I'll learn, but not yet apparently. But someday I'll learn.
So what does that mean? Like screw the people you're offending, or screw?
She actually had the nerve.
It's a photo wheel. So it's someday I'll learn, not yet apparently, but someday I'll learn. Someday I'll learn that my intent and my impact can be wildly different things. I made a post last week that was upsetting to people, and even though that was never my intent, I own that it was, and I apologize. Was my post upsetting because I said I have someone who cleans my house twice a week? I've talked a lot about this over the years. I have a nanny. I have someone who helps with cleaning. I have a team at work who helps to build this business, and I think it's crucial, in all caps, that I keep talking about it. I could very easily pretend that I don't have any assistance. I'm sure it would make my brand more likable and certainly more relatable if I act like I achieve all of these things through hard work and organization, but that's bullshit. You don't have to have a clean house or help with your kids or a business with 25 employees. But if you see those things in my life and wonder how they got there, I want you to know that it's a group effort, a whole village, in fact. Was my post upsetting because I mentioned some of my favorite women in history? This one is even harder for me because those women are the most badass I could think of. Someone on my team said, I think people believe you're comparing yourself to them. Comparing myself to the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, the first and only female monarch in the history of China, to the most inspiring woman in American history who freed herself and then risked her life repeatedly to lead others out of slavery, there is no comparison. To believe that because I mentioned them, I am comparing myself to them is ludicrous. Do I aspire to be as brave, as fierce, to live life on my own terms and hopefully inspire other women to do the same? Hell yes. But I can't now or ever compare myself to those women, and I don't want to. I don't want to try and be the next fill in the blank. I'd like to try and be the first me. That was where things started, but because I still haven't learned, I didn't respond to these things on Friday when I heard that people were upset. I listened to my team instead of my gut. There she goes, blaming her team again. I listened when they told me not to respond, to let it blow over. I listened when they said they would monitor the situation, which meant monitor comments. I woke up this morning to find that certain comments have been muted on my post, including some by Rachel Cargill and Luby, who are both women I admire so much. And if they want to tell me and the world I fucked up with something, we should all listen. Blaming the team again. God.
She is blaming her village.
I'm like, she is the queen of just like not taking any accountability whatsoever. It's not like, it doesn't even matter about the comments. It's the action.
Yeah, it's the action. And then to try to backtrack to say that she wasn't comparing herself, but clearly you were, right? Clearly you were. And then when you got attacked for comparing yourself to all of these strong, amazing women, and like I just said before you even read that, how could you even put yourself in the same category with people who have had serious struggles in life, and you're like, stop it. I don't want to say.
First of all, I would say this: she felt comfortable enough to do this shit again.
Oh my
She
God.
never learned her lesson the first time. She didn't adhere to what was actually told to her the last time because she's in a constant state of privilege that she will never understand that she's wrong. And I don't know.
The comment that I was saying by Sophia Amoroso, who I love because she started Nasty Gal and then went on to do all of her girl boss stuff. Here's what she said. To this asshats team, this isn't leadership. Isn't that what I said? You're being gaslit. Isn't that what I said? Run gas before that gas lights your resume on fire. Also, we'll be hiring later this year, so send that resume my way while you're at it. You're clearly not the problem here. And to Rachel, you're not a rookie. The I'll learn someday move is the most non-committal response you could have conjured. I get it. I'm a leader who's made mistakes. But for Christ's sake, that's your thing, right? Get a muzzle, get a publicist, get a leadership coach, and figure out how to delete your post.
Period.
Period. Nothing else needs to be said.
And that's on who?
Mary had a little laugh.
Don't say it loud enough because she'll be saying that on her page in about three.
But the thing is, though, if you look at just the tone of her post and things of that nature, there's nothing authentic. It's just a sad cycle of privilege, and I can't stomach it. Like, I really.
Now, has she lost any followers behind this? And nobody's kept track of that. Because, I'm all game. If I would have known, I would have been.
I didn't have time. I was too busy angrily posting in my stories and on Twitter.
She still has 1.7 million people who probably don't see a problem with what the fuck she said.
They don't. And it's a huge problem. I'm still on the sus. I feel like we need an apology for that. I'm so.
But have y'all noticed that her forehead did not move when her eye? Like, this is what's killing me, because, ma'am, there's no emotion. Like, I can't take you seriously because your face is just, I don't get it. Like, you want to be sis so bad. Like, why would you even utter those words? And, oh, gosh. Stick with you, knowing that you fucked up, and say, listen, I'm not a good leader right now. I am not a good leader of my village, as you want to say right now. Like,
village, do the village again.
Village, because it's like, why are you even, like, you borrowing, like, you're worse than, ma'am, stop plagiarizing people's stuff now.
The crazy thing is she's acting like she's Oprah. Like, you literally just said 25 employees. No shade, sis, but Kiana, Chandra, and myself, between us all, we probably had 25 contractors. And we would never, ever say the things that you said or say, so-and-so comes and cleans my house.
In fact, we would be so offended if I'm sorry, Lee. In fact, we would be so offended if someone was to even imply that to somebody who's contracted to us.
Yeah. And she also had, there was on TikTok, there was an actual housekeeper that responded that was like, look, I wake up at 4 a.m. I'm a housekeeper, but I'm also a millionaire. This is just what I choose to do for a living. Yeah, you're a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. There's really no difference. Like, no one says just because you wake up at 4 a.m. and do these things, or that you have a maid, that you work harder than everybody else out here and that you're allowed to put people down. So it's blowing up. You guys are getting a first reaction from me on her response because I hadn't read it today. Like, I was running around trying to clear my energy. So.
My biggest thing is, I will say this, like, when I had someone who did not do their job, that was my fault for not being, I have to be accountable for what happened with my business. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, I would never say, oh, my team. No, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
I made a poor judgment call and I'm trying to rectify it. My apologies, but let me make this right. That's the first thing out of my mouth as a leader. You, ma'am, and I say ma'am, you're not a leader because you once again have not publicly taken responsibility for your shortcomings and you're pushing blame. I don't know, it's the season of push blame because whoever we talk about next it's a prime example of the devil made me do it. Jesus dropped the ball. No, y'all are the problem. You need to publicly say, I'm sorry, I fucked up, and I need to do better. Stop blaming your team because your team, they're the only things that's protecting you from failure. So why would you throw them under the bus? That means you have no loyalty to the people who are loyal to you.
My problem is that as an owner, founder, CEO, or whatever, you always retain veto power. So if y'all are having these meetings, you always, whether it's 25 of your employees or one, you always maintain the upper hand to say, I understand you're telling me not to delete it, but I'm going to delete it for XYZ reasons. Like, and 9 times out of 10, a lot of these companies are ran and social media managers are like 25 and younger.
Yep.
I would not expect for them to have the foresight on social, racial equity issues, all of those things, and to absolve her from damaging her brand.
But for me, I would think the opposite. With everything that's going on, with all the different movements, the
LGBTQ+.
I'm sorry. The Black Lives Matter, the Me Too, with all these different movements, I would think that age bracket will be the one who's screaming at her like, hey, we need to remove this. Because it just with today's social climate and with everything going on, I would think that age bracket would be the one saying, hey, this ain't it.
It's a slippery slope, because if you post it and delete, it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you delete it, then they're like, oh, well, we screenshotted it and she's just trying to get out of it without discussing the issue. Mm-hmm. If you leave it up and then restrict comments, then it's like, oh, you didn't want all this smoke and you left it up, therefore you're very arrogant.
Yeah.
So she was taking the time to discuss it with her team, when in actuality, it should not, if you were going to leave it up, the apology or your public statement should have gone up the moment to say, I went to bed. And no, you're on social media all the fucking time doing Instagram stories. She had a whole thing of stories about making Easter baskets with her kid.
Like, wait a minute. The quote from BuzzFeed is, girl, don't call me relatable. Like, you, what the fuck? Like, what is you doing? Like, you have outlets who have taken you and broken you down like a fraction, and you have the toxic positivity enthusiast and Instagram self-help queen. So basically, ma'am, I don't know how you gonna rectify this one this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
gonna help people either. I think
goes away. That's
the problem is here she is as a business coach and consultant that has made millions off of folks. And I'm going to tell you guys a story I've never publicly shared with anybody, where it's a reason why I've never liked the woman. But you're supposed to be a business coach and consultant. And a lot of us know, and Kiana, we have a PR Yourself episode about this, that you have to step in front of the brands and get people to connect with you before they even connect with your brand, or to get them to trust you to want to buy whatever it is that you're selling. So for her to put on this facade of, I don't want to be relatable, is bullshit, because this is the shit she teaches. I was there at her conference in 2019 because a friend invited me. Thank God I went for free. But that's
you need your money back.
No, I didn't pay. No, I went for free. I went as an influencer.
Your time back. You need your time back.
No, trust me, I found other things to do. And there was other business coaches there that actually gave really good info that I now follow, but that's neither here nor there. So you're a business coach teaching this to say that you don't want to be relatable, but this is what you made millions of dollars telling other women, stay-at-home moms, to do. And then she starts naming all these women, and I was like, I interviewed Malala. She was one of the most humble, sweet, relatable. Like, you wouldn't be able to say she didn't, oh, I won a Nobel Prize. You know, like, it wasn't like that. RBG swore me in. Now, she was almost out of there, but she at least held her head up to swear all of us in. You know, she wasn't acting super Hollywood or anything like that. So to say like, oh, unrelatable. No, she was very relatable. We were all inspired while we were there. You're just using that as a bullshit excuse to justify your bad behavior. So like no business coach would go out there and tell their clients to be unrelatable. Like that's marketing fuck up 101.
101.
Way to not sell anything. Your audience has to relate to you. They don't want to think of you. Like, I think back in the day that was cool for business coaches to have all these jets and to tout all this money and you want to be a millionaire. But I think people are smarter than that nowadays. When we talk about working our passion and those things, yeah, we're not so moved by you have a housekeeper. Girl, do you know they made apps for that? Like they have housekeepers for apartments now. There's nothing special about having somebody clean your toilet, sweetheart.
Nothing.
So that's an amenity in some places.
What'd you say?
That's an amenity in some residences. That's an amenity.
Yeah. It's like, oh, they come every blah, 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 blah weeks. And it was just like the way she said it. And I earned this. And it's just like, it was so déclassé.
It was awful.
Tips.
I'm offended.
Usalada.
I'm offended. And I'm still at Hey Sis. Like who told
Kiana has not made it off the Hey Sis wagon.
Like who's in your office who's saying Hey Sis to think that
nobody, because nobody. I bet you $5 there ain't nobody with Melanie on her team.
Like where is Sis? No, don't ever say that again. Like ever. No, I'm still there. I'm sorry. Maybe later I'll move on, but I'm appalled.
So let me tell you guys this. So when I went to her conference in 2019, we'll wrap with our personal thoughts on how we think the PR team should handle this or if it's even salvageable. But when I went to her conference in 2019, she makes everybody stand up. And so all those videos you see kind of pumping up the conference where everybody jumping up and down, she does that over and over and over again until everybody does it. And so you're jumping up and down like an idiot. Then she comes to the front of the stage and says what she has to say. She's trying to be cool the whole time. You know, they're trying to play hip hop and all, the top 40 Lechandra's face. And so like she's doing all of this and she comes out and she's like, oh, well, I could do this because I'm a millionaire. And the first time she said it, I was just kind of like, I was really turned off by it because I've never been an entrepreneur that was kind of moved by telling people what I owned. Like I was never like that. So when she said it, I was a little turned off and I kind of looked at my friend and I was like, okay, I'm gonna let that one slide. Then she came out, she did a change of clothes. She had on like this blazer and I guess it was custom and she comes out and she's doing whatever again. And she says, oh, well, I could do that because I'm a millionaire. And I was like, so at this point, I'm mad as hell because the only reason why I was sitting in the at the front where I was because my friend invited me. But I'm looking all the way back because it was in a huge stadium at the people that were in the nosebleeds who probably spent their last dime to see this woman that could not afford to sit where I was sitting, but was happy being in the nosebleeds, watching her on a screen like I am with Beyonce.
Girl.
In their last dime to get there. We don't know their family situation. We don't know anything. For you to throw in their face continuously for 3 days that you get to do this and this because you're a millionaire was just so tacky and classless. And I was leaving South Carolina like, I don't understand how this woman has followers. Like, I don't understand why people are whooping her up. Like, I sat out some sessions and just like ate cookies and was like somewhere else. I was like, this is the worst. Like, I didn't learn anything, not from her. Now I did learn from other people, but I didn't learn from her. I was so turned off. So this isn't like her personality just came up. She's been this way. And her followers have created this monster.
Child.
It kind of reminds me of, you know how me and Lee used to talk about this all the time. Maybe we'll do another PR yourself on it. But how we used to go to these different events looking for knowledge, education, continuing education, just to help build off your brand. And then you go in and all you get is, I'm a millionaire this, and I got this, and I own this, and I got that. But they never show you what they did or how they got there or what moves they made to get to where they're going. What tools could we walk away with so that we can grow our businesses and our investments to not even be like you, but to make smarter choices. When you were saying it kind of reminded me of our conversation. I'm like, did she even teach them anything? Like, what did they pay for? Just to see her?
They were like, I think, well, that's neither here nor there. I didn't learn anything with her. I learned from, and then she had, on the last day, she had like this real estate investor. She just kept talking about, oh yeah, we're buying properties. We're doing this, we're doing that. And if you're not doing that, oh well, because we're millionaires and we're going to be buying properties. I'm not exaggerating. This is what this woman did on the stage. And then she had the financial advisor come on stage and tell the whole audience about how you really need to get with a financial advisor, and we're buying real estate and da-da-da, just in case this thing, da-da-da. Well, honey, eat your words. I hope your real estate is worth it, because people were calling for brand cancellations that work with her on Twitter last night. And folks respond faster on Twitter, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, than they do in other places. So anyway, so as we wrap this one up, because we've got to move on to Derek J. Jackson. Why did I say Derek J? Derek Jackson. There's so many Dereks and then they end with J, but that's neither here nor there. I will start with you, Chandra. Like, is her brand at this point salvageable? And if you believe that it is, what do you think the PR approach would be in order for her to rebound?
Okay, sis. The first thing I would say, it's, you know what, and quiet as it kept, she's going to, it's the same thing every time. I'm going through intensive therapy to help to understand exactly what I need to do to recognize my faults. This is what it's going to be: continuously throwing the team under the bus. Then it's going to be some self-reflection. She's going to meet with a professional, and they're going to talk about, her lack of not wanting to be unrelatable and all this other stuff. And then that's going to be the PR approach on this, because her brand is so ingrained into other things that she's going to do everything she can to salvage this brand. And it may be that she doesn't speak for a while and she has the team that she threw under the bus. They're going to speak up. They're going to step up and speak for her. And that's what it's going to take. And then after a while, after it all dies down, once again, 365 days later, she going to fuck up again. That's it. This is it's just a continuous cycle. This is not the first time. So it's just going to be the status, the same cliche thing. They have the problem. They rectify it. She's going to go silent for a while. Her brand's going to recover a little bit. Then she's going to do something else. It's just going to be, that's going to be her thing. Every year she going to fuck up.
I didn't even get to the fact that, or her Hollis and Co. Brand online where they have kid clothes, that they have a shirt with Rosa Parks on it. It looks like somebody drew.
You are kidding me.
White girl. No, I'm not kidding you. I'll put it for the YouTube recap video. I'll definitely have a photo embedded within the video for people to see. But
that's just that for Hollister. If they do have that, like that is
not Hollister. It's her own company. Her last name is Hollis, so it's Hollis and Co.
Okay.
I will say this: merch is gonna get bought. People, like, it's just the people who are loyal to her are going to sympathize with her, and they're going to play on that fact.
Yep, that was my her guaranteed following is going to. I don't feel like she's going to feel a dent. Not with the people who are.
I think if the brand pull out, if Target and all those folks stop partnering with her and selling her books, I think financially, so she's going to have to pivot in a way where she's not relying on advertising, sponsorships, and brand deals. So, like, to y'all's point, if her loyal following still wants to do stuff with her, then she's just going to have to pivot into community groups, merchandise, conferences for them. But as far as like these brands, like, people are calling for a cancellation across the board. Like Peloton, I guess, was doing work with her, Target, and they're like, cancel her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at what she's actually, there's stuff that clearly has been taken down from her pages. There's stuff that you could clearly see that there's some gaps in what's been there. But she's not. She's gonna take a hit, but she's going to either rebrand and come back as a person who went and had a soul searching experience and figured out what she did. It's gonna be like that. It's the cliche textbook process. You know, I went to rehab and, you know, they told me that I was wrong. And so I'll come to plead to you all that, you know, I had an awakening and I didn't want to say that. And then, you know, the wavy voice gonna be there. And I just want to apologize, you know, but my team, and I'm telling you, it's always gonna be a team. This is what it's gonna be. It's gonna be the same textbook because they ain't got nothing else. Nothing.
You know who this reminds me of? What's his dude? The dude that we saw in Las Vegas. When all of a sudden she's gonna resurface. I'm not racist no more. I've been delivered.
Oh, First Lady. Oh, I got you.
No. Oh, Jesus.
I've been delivered.
Delivered.
Yes, Mr. Cocktail. Women. I don't want persons no more. Yes, this is it. This is going to be the same thing, and we're going to see it. And maybe in the next video, her forehead gonna move. I don't know.
And people were clowning her eyebrows and her lips too. But I'm not here to put another woman down. I'm here to put her down for just her mindset, her thought process, and just.
I just want my forehead to do that.
Botox.
Like
Botox. Nothing wrong with Botox. I've never used it, but I'm just saying.
Clearly it works.
It works. Okay. And they're gonna call for a cancellation of her Botox provider as well. So Kiana, did you have anything else to add on the Rachel?
No, I did not. I'm still disgusted. And if somebody want to tell me where she gets this from, please leave that in the comments. Because I am still there and I am highly offended. I'm appalled.
I will just say, when you watch this on replay, oh crap, I don't think you're going to be able to see your face because I had a shared screen. But if you saw what I saw, that shit was funny. You were like, you weren't ready. You weren't ready.
You was looking around for sis. You was looking around trying to find sis. Sis was over there. We just didn't see her.
If she doesn't have Nan, I would say she has a sprinkling of women of color who follow her, but it's not. Like when I was at that conference, I felt like I was one of 10 Black women out of thousands and thousands. And
the helmets, what you doing in there?
For those of you who
I was invited by a friend. I decided to go because I was invited. I was there to support. And I actually thought the conference was going to be good. She had an amazing lineup. I just didn't know she was an asshole. Okay. So I'm actually going to end this one and we're going to restart a new one. So thank you guys for tuning in. We do have more PR petties. We have the Derek Jackson case, so you're going to want to continue listening. Let us know. We're going to go put our helmets of salvation on, i.e. our bonnets, in honor of this one. So you're not going to want to miss it. You may even want to jump over to YouTube so that you can see our bonnets and like how we're going to rock them in honor of Danae Jackson.
I don't think I want to make fun of the lady.
We're not making fun.
We are joining the movement.
It's Easter Sunday. We need our helmets of salvation.
I'll get the bonnet ready.
Oh my gosh. So let us know what you guys think. Like, what do you think about this Rachel Hollis situation? Is it PRable at this point? Well, it's always PRable, but like, is it reboundable? You were her publicist. What would you do? What's the strategy to make this brand come back? I think she just needs to go away. Go away. Go to like a nudist colony or something like that. Just take on a whole new identity. Just go away. One less business coach in this world. One less person telling me that they're a millionaire and that's why they can do things. Send me an email, leah@think3media.com, if you have some hot topics or news or that you want on the PR Petty. A lot of you guys have been tagging me in stories, screenshotting. It is hilarious. I can't keep up. So thank you guys. You know what to do if you like this. Subscribe, rate, and review. Just found out we are #1 in Kenya and #2 in Trinidad and Tobago. So yay! Claps all around.
Yes. Y'all.
All right, you guys, and until next time.